Stephen Covey. He sold 20 million copies and he built a $400 million consulting company.
95% of people that are listening right now don't know a lot about AI. For those people, what advice would you give them if you were the puppet master of their life now?
So the schooling system taught you the way to be successful was to turn labor into skilled labor. And that was the Industrial Revolution model for everybody. We all went through that system and we said that's where the journey ends. In fact, if you want, you can go to university, become really skilled labor. And the whole goal is sell your time for more money. And then sitting on top of that is this new universe. And the new universe is this digital economy. And the first step above it is called intellectual property. Intellectual property is where rather than learning more stuff, you reflect and create some stuff. Intellectual property is anything written, anything on video, anything audio, right? So intellectual property couples up with media. So IP and media are the next level above skilled labor. So the first step, get out of skilled labor model and get into intellectual property and media. Just making that step opens you up to this whole other world of opportunities. You must know the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People,
yes.
Stephen Covey. He was a church leader in Utah. He did some consulting with small businesses and he did some consulting with churches. But he just reflected on what he'd seen and he reflected on a few studies that he'd come across and he wrote this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So he went from skilled labor, consulting, to intellectual property and media, which was his written word plus his book publishing. So that's step one. And mind you, he sold 20 million copies and he built a $400 million consulting company, but it was based on IP, not his labor. So that's step one. Sitting above that is intellectual property, media and data and software. So once we have IP and media, now we want data and software. So data is where we build a database. We get email addresses, we get information about customers, we know more about markets, we get people filling in forms, we get people filling in scorecards, we start conducting surveys. So we're capturing data that's unique to us. And then software is the ability to turn our intellectual property into an engine that just automatically delivers a result. And in that software bucket is the ability to create AI applications. So you're going to have to move your way up that pyramid. And then the final little top of the pyramid is the ability to create financial assets. Financial assets is where you sell your business for an amount of money. So you actually package all of that into a business that can be sold, and that business becomes a financial asset. The shares become a financial asset, and then you make a lot of money by selling a company. So you can't jump straight from being labor or skilled labor straight up to software and data. So you got to go through intellectual property, media, data, software.